Hello, Internet. It's Paul. It's Matt. The Dork Lords. We are here talking about She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Season 1, Episode 3. The People versus Emil Blonsky. We open with Jennifer confronting Emil. He's in jail, and he claims that he was forced to escape by Wong.
Yes.
Which we find out is, in fact, true. We end with Jennifer fighting off 4 attackers wielding Asgardian powered-up weapons. These are likely the Wrecking Crew from the comics. I had to look that up, but yes, the Wrecking Crew is a thing. Turns out they were trying unsuccessfully to get some of Jennifer / She-Hulk's blood for an anonymous benefactor. And then we get the post-credit scene, which shows She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes.
Celebrity cameo. Paul.
Yes.
What did you think of episode 3?
Well, I didn't like it as much. I felt like maybe if they'd cut out one of the storylines, because this is a half-hour show, maybe they could have focused more. I felt like the resolution of Emil Blonsky's case came without really getting a sense of, exactly what is going on with him. I mean, we got some sense of it, but I mean, it was a funny joke, I guess, that, a bunch of groupies that were really into the Abomination want to hook up with him or whatever. But, I felt like a number of the storylines kind of got short shrift, and I felt like the emotion of what's going on with these characters should be the most important thing, and again, I kind of felt like that was underdone.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I kind of thought that the solution to getting him out was a little too easily attained. It was like, oh wait,
yes,
you broke out? Yeah, but Wong made me do it. Okay, let's just find Wong. Okay, got him. Hey, Wong, is that true? Yes, it's true. I'll show up and testify. Okay. And then he's late, but he shows up. I mean,
yes.
Like there wasn't, for a law show, there wasn't a whole lot of conflict there. It was like, all right.
Yeah,
he just says what he says, and he's out. So it kind of,
I feel like if they cut out all that stuff with, her former colleague who, if they cut that out, they would have more time. Yeah. But I think it even gives a short shrift to her other attorney who handled the case, actually.
Right.
Because I really don't have any sense of who that guy is at all. I don't know why I should care about him. He was nice and gave them the map to poop, but who cares?
Right.
It's like I know more about the asshole that they used to work with than I do about that guy.
It almost makes me think, because there's so many jerks that are in their daily life, and the fact that this guy isn't makes me think like, oh, he's the real jerk. Look out. He's evil the whole way. Look out. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just saying, it seems like there's a lot of jerks played for laughs, and then there's this one guy who's like, you know what? I'm all right. And then you're like, are you? Are you, though? We do. I felt like that B subplot, the coworker being catfished and suing, basically.
Yeah.
It just seemed like it was basically a long setup for the payoff of having Jennifer testify about how delusional and idiotic he is in order to help him win the case. So it's like, see, I helped you win your case by talking about how terrible you are. They're like, okay, all right, there's a comedic beat in there, but did that require an entire B plot to get to there? I don't know. Anyway. Okay.
I don't think they capitalized on it very well. I mean, one of the things that occurred to me in this episode, I was sort of disappointed in it, is contrast to another comedy show, even though it's animated, Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Now that's the content there is darker and certainly raunchier than this, but I think they do a good job with character on that. It's like they have a number of crazy things, and they have their own references. Those the Easter eggs that are jokes about their comic book world.
I got you. Kind of like a little meta commentary or something.
Yeah. And they do a little. They might do some fourth wall breaking as well. But they focus on character, and that's the important thing that you really want. And so, we had Emil Blonsky's case and the other case and Pug's case, and it's like even Wong coming in. It's a funny beat where you just admitted to breaking the law. Okay, I'm leaving now. That's fine and everything, but
that actually, I did like that scene. I liked it when they were like, you've just admitted to committing a crime. It's like, well, that's my time. That was but
yeah, that was good. Yeah, but if you're gonna have Wong in there, you could have stretched it out a little more. I feel like really. I mean, maybe you don't have as much time to do something like that. I mean, that's
true.
Really
the show is less than a half an hour. I mean, those credits are like 7 minutes of credits. So you have to, it's in the like low 20s.
Yeah. See, if they wanted to add some more jokes and cut down time of the credits, that'd be great.
Speed up, do double time credits.
Yeah. It's like we don't need to see that many pictures at the end.
There you go. So she did do some more fourth wall breaks, and the one that she did, the main one she did this time was the saying like, look, this isn't a cameo of the week type show, only to realize in real time that it is in fact a cameo of the week type show, which I appreciate that.
She breaks the wall so hard that she doesn't even need to drive the car anymore.
Now that was an odd choice. She's driving and then she turns and the car's still moving.
Yeah, and she just stretches over to the camera like, oh, yeah, I'm talking to you now. Okay.
It's fine, but it's just like, it's not bad. It's an interesting choice. It's just like, to me, it was like, oh, those are the rules now. Okay.
Yeah.
I would be exploiting the hell out of that power if that actually was. Anytime you're in jeopardy, you just turn to the camera. You're safe, basically, as long as you're pulled out. Anyway, but
Yeah.
So,
then I guess what? Everybody's stuck in limbo as you're, having a...
Yeah, right. All these cars that are approaching you are like, they're backing up, I guess.
It's like, what should I do at this point? I'm going to ask you. Yeah. I've got time. Everything else is frozen. Or I guess it's not frozen though, because she was.
It's not frozen because it was moving.
That's right.
Around you.
Yeah.
So who is it? Who is our? I assume this is our big bad of the season. Who is trying to get She-Hulk's blood? And you can imagine.
Oh yeah.
Reasons why.
Right. They specifically mention a boss. I mean, I would like it if it was the leader.
Yeah, that makes the most sense and would be the interesting payoff. For those who don't know, the leader was in the original Hulk, much like the Abomination.
Yes, that's true.
And they had him, I got, the stuff spilled on me and my head went whoop, and then they never saw him again. So that would be a cool little reveal to be like, that villain, well, it wasn't a villain at the time, but that character from before is now back, and that would be pretty cool. Also, I assume that they're like, I couldn't get it as soon as she turned into She-Hulk. I couldn't penetrate the skin.
Yeah,
so I assume that means
she was Jennifer for a little while before she realized. Wait a minute, what am I doing?
She was like, so I think that's the next step is they'll find a way to get her blood while she's Jennifer.
Yeah.
And so so we'll see. We'll get a reveal. Maybe that's like an end of the season reveal. I don't know. Maybe they just kind of carried this out and then who was the benefactor? It was the leader. Whatever. Anyway.
Since we're so early in the season, I wouldn't think that they wait that long, but who knows?
Okay. All right. Fair enough. If you out there have ideas for who our villain of the season most likely is, put it in yon comments.
But we're gonna see more of Emil Blonsky. We still haven't gotten the story with Titania yet, so I think there's some connection. Right. If I have read or looked at the trailers effectively, that there's some connection there between Titania
and we do see that
Abomination.
And one of the conditions of his, because she does successfully get him.
I want to talk about that.
He can't transform. So
I want to talk about that.
He's going to transform and get in trouble again. All right.
Now, you think that's the equivalent of like somebody who is able to get like a partial pearl, who had like a something around their ankle that says that they can't go too far. I was like, I'm not sure.
If you get out on parole, you have conditions.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Sometimes you get a condition like you can't go out of state. Or,
right. Okay.
You whatever. Blah 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 blah. So I think that's just it's a condition. He's got to have a parole officer that he has to check in with probably. Or something.
Okay.
So yeah, I just feel like
I feel better about it.
He's gonna transform.
Because I think like, geez, that's kind of if you're letting him out. But yeah, if you're getting on parole, you.
It's also one of those things though, where like okay, for instance, the condition of you can't go out of state. All right, if you do go out of state and they catch you, then you go back in. In this case, it's like, don't turn into that really powerful supervillain that can just lay waste to everything. Like, oh, you did. Let's go get you. You're like, oh, okay, it's a little. Okay, you're really relying on this guy not to do it. But she mentioned something about an inhibitor. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So maybe there's something that actually does inhibit him from changing?
Right. Well, people have made the connection between, Bruce Banner saying he was using an inhibitor to keep himself so he could heal.
So maybe that's the idea, is that it'll be the Bruce Banner inhibitor gets put on. Questions. Who do we believe Emil? Right? I think the answer is yes, but let's just assume for a second. His whole mission is, I want to get out of jail, as you would. I'll say what I need to say to get out of jail. Okay.
Right.
He is now out.
Yes.
Does that, and he's like, ah, ha, 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 or is he just like, no, this is the life I'm leading now?
Yeah, it's a good question. Based on, what people are saying, or at least what I've heard in terms of the next storyline that includes him, is like some sort of inspirational speaker or something.
Oh, okay. All right. So like, don't do what I did.
Or who knows? Who knows what it might be? It might be something more. Yeah, it's a good question. I don't think it's that. I think it might be, typically inspirational speakers are more about, live life the way that I'm telling you to live, and not so much avoid what I'm doing. So, like, hey, realize your true potential kind of stuff, I feel like. So,
all right, realize your true potential as the abomination.
Yeah.
We'll see. I just wonder if there's a, does he go back to form, or is he actually reformed or not? So,
it's a good question.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I feel like the greater. I think it's less interesting if he, it's like, okay, now I'm going to go, start robbing banks or something.
Yeah. I think it's better that we do see that people can change. I think that's a better storyline. I agree than just like, yep, I'm still a villain and everything's back to the status quo, what it was before. Right. Like, I like the change idea. Yeah, because it also represents the idea of, like, if you have this Hulk gene or whatever, that you still can choose how to go with about your life. That you're not you're not stuck in a lane, which is kind of what she's trying to say. Look, I can be an attorney and also be a Hulk. Please let me just do my life's calling. Thank you.
Yeah, and his ability to control it better than he did. Bruce now being able to control it better than he did, and then with Jen, with her control over it, it just makes, I think, even more like, wow, let's get some of that blood. Then we can get somebody and they'll have control over it, as opposed to 3 people who have no control.
Yeah, you're right. It's much more useful if you can have giant tank that you can actually depend on. Isn't going to like turn on you. Yeah. So I agree. It would be very valuable blood. I think we even talked about that in episode 1. Like, well, that would be, if they could somehow find a way to safely administer it. They'd be like, an army. So, all right. Well, cool. We'll be coming back. We're going to be talking about episode 4 and beyond. We're also talking House of the Dragon. We're talking Rings of Power. It is maybe the busiest time ever in the history of Dork Lords. So come on back for all that. Thank you as always, Paul. Appreciate it. Good.
You're welcome. Sure.
And we'll talk to everybody next time. Bye.